Hey, I'm Joe. Thanks for tuning in. So the next step on my 1979 Honda CBX project is I have to do more of the wiring up front. So I've got some turn signals that I wired in my last video. I also need to wire them into the hazard switch, which I forgot to do. So I'll make some changes to those wires. Enjoy. So as you can see, I got a bunch of these white connectors. These are all the new ones. And I did start wiring in the turn signals here, but what I failed to realize when I was wiring these in was I have no other place to tap in to the hazard switch. So the hazard switch is on the Suzuki controls, and the original Honda didn't have that capability. So all this switch does is when you turn it on, is it wires both the left and the right turn signals together so that they all flash at the same time. It's easy to add, and since the capability is already here, I figure we might as well wire that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all of these pins, and then I'm going to use double connectors for each of them because I have an additional wire that needs to connect in here, and then we will pin them into this connector. I think that will be the cleanest way to go. So let's get this out first, and then I'm going to try and push all of these back out. So I should be able to just put this in. Hopefully this is thin enough. So it looks like it is. So there we go. All three of them are out. So we'll clip off these ends. Okay, so those are off. Okay, so let's strip these again. And I'll do bullet connectors on these, and then I will do custom into the harness that I pulled out. I will do a double. Okay, then I need to do the same on the others. So we got the blue, the black and red, and then the dark green. Bullet connector on blue. So all those have bullet connectors now. And then what I need to do is wire in 3 that will go into this plug, and they will be doubles, so I'll do each of these wires that I'll match up. All right, so let's wire these up. I'm going to stick with the blue, the orange, and then I'm going to use white, very similar to OEM colors. Let's first strip these. And let's wire up. Double end first. And then we need to wire on this other end. Okay, so we'll do the same thing to the other two. Okay, so all 3 of these are ready. All right, so I actually just realized that I clipped the wrong wires over here. So what I did was I made extensions for these so I could plug them back in because these both go to the headlights, right? This is the tricky part about dealing with harnesses from different manufacturers because they have different colors, right? I thought the blue and the orange were turn signals. Turns out they were not. They were high beam and power to the headlight. So These two are actually what we need. These are the turn signals. So I'm going to clip these at bullet connectors, and then we'll keep going. All right, so finally get those attached. That was fun. All right, so now let's get these wired in to actually test and ensure that I've got them wired properly. So I need to get these into here. So let me grab the blue and the orange. So I want blue to be here and then orange to be right below it. So we'll get blue to go in there. And then orange is going to go right here. Okay, that allows me to plug this in like this. This is always fun trying to get these to line up, because sometimes they do not. See, sometimes it's just one of those days where I'm trying to do stuff and it's just not cooperating. So let's try and bend just a couple of these pins. See if we can get them in. These up a little bit. I do think the pins bend just a little bit sometimes when I crimp them down. Let's see. Make sure that didn't bend any of them. Yep. All right, excellent. All right, so now we can plug in the different connectors. So orange is going to go to this black here. And then I want this one to go into blue. Okay, and then the remaining wires. So we want this black and red go into the left turn signal. And then we want green to go in the right turn signal. And then we want these two blues to both go into this white connector here. And then we need to plug this back up. All right, yep, that was as easy as I made it look on camera. Those are all plugged in. I think I'm at a spot where I can do some more testing. So let me get this headlight plugged in. All right, so headlight's plugged in, and let's see how this works. All right, so we'll turn P on. There's my front headlight, high beams. There's pass, which is both. There's the hazards. Look at that. Very nice. And let's make sure left turn signal's still working. Yep. All right. All right, making more progress.